Squishies! Welcome back to another vlog. This is Carmen Sandiego, episodes 1 and 2, Becoming Carmen Sandiego, parts 1 and 2. Commission vlog for Nick Borovic. Thanks for backing, Nick. So, starting a new series, obviously. I had previously watched the first episode with Susan, actually, and been kind of on it. The first two together, better. I think the second was a lot more interesting than the first, to be honest. The first episode was extremely predictable. Very much a standard kind of compressed school story of the sort, Tom Brown's School Days, that kind of thing. Obviously, Harry Potter is the best known of those now, but there's a whole genre of them, mostly without a fantastical element. But, yeah, it was a fairly standard example of that, and coupled with people, the whole episode basically consisted of people telling each other stuff they they do already know, which is obnoxious. If the characters both already know this, why are they saying it to each other? And the kind of shoehorned in geographical references, which I get it. Okay, this is Carmen Sandiego. I played the games as a kid. I played Where in the World. I played Where in Time. That was kind of how they worked. It was basically trivia type, like geography trivia, or history trivia for Where in Time. And you used that to solve mysteries and figure out what Carmen was stealing and try to stop her. Obviously, the show has her as the hero. In the games, it was the detectives who were the heroes. As you may have guessed from hints to my politics, I have dropped elsewhere. Hints. I am rather more on the side of a white hat hacker thief duo than I am going to be on either organized crime or Interpol. I just don't much like organized things. It's pretty much what it comes down to. But I mean, this is cheesy and it knows it's cheesy. And it leans into that, you know? Which is, I'm not certain. Based on the art style, I'm assuming this is either the same production company or has some key people in common with the Total Drama series and 16. Because it is visually incredibly similar. And in that kind of, we're going to be cheesy, so we're going to lean into that cheesy. You know, we're going to be kind of simultaneously predictable and over the top. You know, we'll do the thing that any other show would do, but then we'll take it a little further. So our thief will be a little bit more ridiculously able to disappear at will. That kind of thing. And it's really in the second part where that shines, because the second part is actually quite a bit less predictable. Kind of the expectation is that Carmen will fail to save the Star of Vishnu, is that what they called it? Why is something with a name referencing an Indian god in a dig in Morocco? That's a little weird. I mean, obviously trade happened in the ancient world, and they did say that it was a little more recent. But more recent than dinosaur bones is, any of human history. But maybe it was, stolen from India by imperialist powers and then somehow got lost in Morocco. I don't know. Either way, the expectation is that the Star of Vishnu she'll fail to stop them from stealing the Star of Vishnu, because we know that she does from the beginning of the first episode, but that she gets away, obviously. But no, actually, they catch her, and that's actually kind of great. Because she's depicted in the first episode as being, this prodigy child who is, like, the best ever and able to go toe-to-toe with trainees who are twice her height and age. But she is still just a kid. And actual professionals are more than she can handle at first. And that's actually nice to see. Because it means there is still a little bit more for her to do. She's not yet the thief we see at the beginning of the first episode and the end of the second. She's got learning to do, because that's the whole point of this flashback, showing how she became the Uber thief. If she's already the Uber thief at the start of it, then it's kind of boring. And I think that's part of why the first episode left me kind of meh when I watched it on its own. Because it's really the second episode that shows us that side, that there is some struggle involved. Other than that, I really like the character of Coach Brunt. She's just a fun character because I like it when villainous characters have a human side to them. Even in something as, kind of cheesy as this, I still like that a lot. So to see that, Brunt is kind to the little girl. And it also suggests that, though she was raised in this very strange environment, and raised with very strange morals, it doesn't seem like she was actually abused. I'm contrasting it with, because I just recorded earlier today, the episode of She-Ra that flashes back to Catra and Adora's upbringing, and it's a world of difference, She was, at least one person in the environment in which she was raised genuinely cared for her, like one adult figure. And that makes a huge, huge difference. Other than that, the mime is a weird character, and I was half expecting him to be on the one on the boat chasing her at the end. I guess not, they referred to Chief, which suggests that they're cops, not Vile agents, but there might be somebody in Vile that gets referred to as Chief. I don't know. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the second episode a lot more than the first, and I just generally enjoyed it this time around more than I enjoyed it when I first sampled it. And plus, I just like that art style. Very blocky and colorful. Not a lot of outlines on things. It's a nice break from the art you see in most Western animation, which tends, and actually anime too, which tends to have, clearly defined lines that are then filled in. This is more shapes that combine to form an image, as opposed to constructing an image out of lines and then coloring it in. Now, presumably they are still doing that, they're just, coloring the lines the same as the filling instead of leaving them black. But that's the effect that's produced, and I like it. It's nicely different. I'm not saying I want everything to look like that. Part of what I like about it is that it is different from most other things. It just makes for a distinctive style that is shared basically between this 16 and Total Drama. And it's nice to have that kind of, what I'm assuming is a signature house style, because I know 16 and Total Drama are the same Canadian company, and the fact that Player is Canadian, American shows will not specify that a character is Canadian, except for purposes of making fun of them. Or if there's some kind of plot necessary purpose why they have to be Canadian. You know, they need somebody English-speaking who has a North American accent but isn't American for some plot reason. It's pretty unusual to have a specifically Canadian character in American stuff. So very likely, especially given that Carmen herself is not American, so there's actually no American characters except maybe Sheena in these episodes, and American shows just don't do no American characters. Americans have way too much ego for that. So yeah, I'm thinking Canadian, which again, 16 and Total Drama are made by the same Canadian company and use the same art style, so I'm assuming this is the same. In which case it's this very distinctive signature style, and if not, it's somebody else who's very obviously being influenced by this distinctive style, and that's awesome too. Anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Patreon for early access to vlogs, let's plays, essays, and more. And I will see you all next time. Bye!